bought it. But others say, and he actually made up all those stories, so supposedly it wasn't all true about the little bastard. Mm-hmm. But other ones is actually the little bastard after James Dean wrecked it. In the one story, it ran into a station wagon. But in this one, the other one that's really more gory and everything, the other story that it had is actually that he was reckless driving and he actually flipped it and it crushed him like that. Mm-hmm. He was on his way to a race. And
I heard that one.
Again, it was sold off to two doctors, and they both crashed doing a race. And then after that, in this story, the car was taken and given to the police. Mm-hmm. And the police actually drove it around, or not drove it around, but set up, like when they put up the crashes and it's like, don't drink and drive.
Yeah.
That's what it was set up for reckless driving. Or, whatever, careless driving. So, actually, what happened with that, it was on its way to a high school, and it supposedly broke off the little thing it was taking it or whatever.
The transport thing.
Yeah. And it killed another person in another car. And then
little some bitch won't die.
That's what it is. It was actually off of a story in Supernatural where it was just killing people randomly.
Oh, cool. And I love me some Supernatural.
God, I love
That's got
Dean.
some eye
He is
candy
so
on
hot.
there. Yeah.
Oh, Lord, I want to see Deanie's weenie. God.
Oh, my Lord. Why are we talking about appendages this evening?
Anyways.
Oh.
Then it was on display in a high school. Again, it supposedly broke off and broke a student's hip.
I tell you what, get it away from them kids. It's wiping all them some bitches out.
While I was in transit, it fell off 3 more times, supposedly.
Actually, I got it. I know what happened here. It just came to me. That car that almost killed you had a piece of the little bastard in it.
It was a bastard, but I don't think it had the little bastard in it.
I do. I think it was a fender or something.
It had a bastard working on it. He was working on it. But
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was trying to take you out, Ashley. It's going to get your hip like it did that kid.
It almost did. But another time is that some thieves were actually trying to steal the steering wheel and the blood-stained seats out of it, and supposedly they got hurt trying to vandalize it. And then another time they had it in a garage, and supposedly the whole garage caught on fire, and the only thing left standing was the little bastard. Now, these are all stories, and then supposedly it vanished in thin air, and they don't know what happened to it after that.
The little bastard. It went on to kill some other people and take out their hips, damn it.
Yeah.
You can't swivel when you ain't got no damn hip.
Mm-hmm. Another one is World War I. Archduke Franz Ferdinand's Graf and Streff death limo. This one,
shit! That don't even sound like something you want to get in.
It's really old. It's from World War I. What happened was, this is actually the guy.
Oh, that's pretty cool looking. It looks like one of those, the old World War whatever vehicles without the top on it and stuff like that. I'm trying to tell our people. I'm giving our people a visual picture.
Oh, yes. I'm
serious.
Anyways.
Like off those movies, like the Avengers where it's got the Captain America and the bad guy drives around this cool car. That's a cool car.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing is, the guy was trying to get away with his life, and he was there with his wife, and he was on his way to the hospital to comfort the injured soldiers. Mm-hmm. And the would-be assassin simply walked out of a cafe, saw his intended target, the Franz or whatever, and the car stalled, and they shot him and his wife through the head and throat. Wow. And that's how he passed away. So then it got passed between 15 different people and involved 6 accidents and 13 deaths. Mm-hmm. It was so bad. One guy took it and was like, I'm going to prove this shit isn't real, the curse about it. And he got into so many different wrecks and he lost his arm. Another guy was driving it.
He probably hanging out the damn top. It ain't got no damn top on it, people.
Like a grandma.
Put your hands in the car. They tell you that when you're on the damn school bus. Put your hands in, you go lose it.
Don't put your arms or hair outside. It's going to get stuck in trees.
That's
what
exactly
it was,
right.
Okay, so actually this one guy, one of the last owners, took it and was driving around and lost his damn mind driving the car. So then after that...
oh my God, could you imagine? I mean...
He's just getting in there, yes, I have to go to work. And then you're just laughing, driving through the countryside.
All I can imagine is the, what's that damn... The Ghost Rider, the second one where he's all crazy, just driving that damn car around.
Doing donuts, yeah. But then after that, the museum got it, so that's always
thank goodness. I tell you what, I have a story about a junkyard.
Yes, what is it?
I would love to tell you about this junkyard, but it's not about a car. Supposedly there is a lady who goes to junkyards, and she actually scavenges. I guess this is an old junkyard that really doesn't have a lot of stuff in it anymore. And this lady tries to dig up like old glass and stuff like that. And then she recycles, right? Well, when she was doing that, she had been to this one before or whatever, and she got her little glass and stuff. And so then she went back like a month or so later, and she saw these like larger holes in the ground. And she thought, oh man, there's something here, some animal or something like that. So then she went up, she started digging in her little stuff and stuff like that, and was picking out, which she called her treasures, okay? She got like, you know, any metal that she could and stuff like that. So I'm assuming that this junkyard is not in, you know, order or anything. Yeah. Because they would probably not like her to do that at all. So anyway, she went in there and stuff like that, and as she's going in, she saw the holes and stuff, and then all of a sudden, as she's digging around for like an hour or so, she's been digging around and stuff, she sees what she thinks on the ground is like movement. I mean, talking, you ever see that movie Tremors? You know, where the shit's under the ground, Kevin Bacon? This lady supposedly said that she saw the ground move. She was like, nah, man, this shit can't be real. So then she saw, like, she just kept going, doing her own thing. And then she saw, like, a rock move. And then she saw what she thought was the ground move again.
I tell you what, I'd be moving. My fat ass out that place.
Well, she thought to herself, this is a snake. This is a rat. This is something that's going to crawl up out of there,
That's even worse, snakes.
God, wouldn't that be? Oh, my God. But anyway, so she like, froze. And all of a sudden, something come up out of the ground. And it was... She said what it looked like. Its head was probably about 2 to 4 inches wide. Okay, so we're not talking about...
A goblin.
No, I didn't say goblin,
did I? Wasn't it a Bugs Bunny gremlin?
No, it wasn't a Bugs Bunny gremlin. It was like a worm.
Was it a snake?
No, she said it was the color of the ground. Penis. The ground, Ashley. The ground.
Porkies?
No, Ashley. This thing comes up, and she's like scared shitless, and she's trying to look at it and stuff. And then all of a sudden, his eyes open. And then, because she couldn't tell what end she was looking at, because it was like a rounded end. And his eyes opened up, and she said they were blue with white, like ours. And she said that it looked at her, and she was like, holy shit.
Like Dobby?
I don't know. I don't know what the hell it was. I don't know. I didn't see it. Anyway, she said that then it just tried to go back the way it came, went back in there, and she said she's never been able to find it again. She left. She was scared shitless.
Look for it for?
She thinks that it's like some kind of species that's there because there's nobody there no more. And she digs around in that treasure shit, and she thinks it's something that's a new. And she's been going back to look for it, and she can't find it.
Or it could be like something because of all the minerals and it actually gave it.
But she said what scared her is like when it opened its eyes, it was like blue eyes like ours, like white blue, but it looked like a worm. Yeah, she compared it to a worm. Yeah, that's scary shit. And you gonna think about that when you pull them parts now, ain't you? Gonna sneak up on you and get you. That's what going to get you.
Well, if that little shit's looking at me, he can pull this part with me.
Can you
better get to work?
Step eyeball me, boy, and start holding these parts.
All right, a cool thing that I looked up is the real Christine, supposedly. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you, because I looked up Stephen King's, how he got it, and he actually said how he got the idea for it is he pulled into his driveway and his car hit 10,000 miles, and he thought that would be really crazy for a car to actually get younger by doing certain things. So that's how he came up with it. But these people claim that this is the real Christine. It's a 1964 Dodge 330 limited edition, and they called it a Golden Eagle. And this one is, it was originally a police car for an old Orchard Beach ME. 3 officers, whoever drove it, ending in bizarre murder-suicides, killing their families and themselves. The current owner says that she was an everyday driver, and she never got anything that she wanted to kill anybody or anything, but it would randomly fling doors open while they were driving down the damn highway. But it's actually killed 14 people, maybe even more. In the 1980s and 90s, local church vandalized the car and led the vandalizers. Later, the vandalizers. God, that's hard to say.
Maybe they're lizards too. They
got it. Oh God, it's one of them creatures. They died in horrific car crashes from 18-wheelers decapitating them. And the current owner claims that all 32 people from the groups died in strange ways. 4 of them actually by getting hit by lightning. 2 kids, one in the 60s and one in the 80s, were hit by cars and flung across the street to land under the bumper of the car on the hood of the car. Both died before the paramedics got there.
So that's crazy. What do you think? Do you think that... Now, I mean, there's objects that... Well, let's go a little paranormal with this, man. Now, there's objects that they say that can be haunted by your, like, aunt or that. Like, man, when I first got in the paranormal, this craziest shit that scared the shit out of me was I was reading up on these stories of, you know, real ghost hunters and stuff like that. And one of them was this account of this kid every night said that he saw this lady, this shape of this lady that was set in his closet and just watch him. Did nothing, just watched him, right? And he told his parents. Well, what they had done was their aunt had just passed away, and they had put the aunt's belongings in that closet, and they believed that it was the aunt that was actually, you know, staring at him. Well, they packed up all that shit and put it in the basement, and nothing bothered the kid anymore. This is my thing. If you can inhabit your belongings, why can't people inhabit cars? I mean, do you ever think that? Like, we had a guy one time in psychic, which we all know what we feel on psychics. We believe that there has to be someone out there with the gift, but the ones we've came across...
No, not all of the ones.
Not all of them, but
if I really like the person, I would prefer them not show me that because I would be scared. Yeah. Not that I wouldn't trust them, it's just that I wouldn't even want that to be brought into it. But go on.
But I'm just... I haven't found one that is 100%. Yeah. We still want somebody to prove us, okay? We want somebody to prove us. But anyway, I don't think that, you know, I don't know. I just, a car and stuff like that, I would think. Anyway, the guy was told that he had somebody riding with him. The psychic said that to somebody that we knew. And he felt it, that the person was in there. So you think that can happen? When you buy a car, do you think you get somebody with it? I don't know. When I was pulling parts the other day, thank you for interacting, Ashley.
No, I'm thinking about the one that told him that, and I'm thinking about the one that said he felt something, and I'm thinking that was, if it's the same story, I'm thinking it was full of shit.
Yeah, but do you really know? Nobody knows.
Yes, I know.
Oh, Lord. I know. But anyway, I don't know. When I was pulling parts, I thought, oh, this would be pretty. I'm glad I'm taking this part and letting it live on in my truck. I think like that. Like, I think that but I get really close to my cars. I do. I talk to them, and I befriend them. Then I bitch at people who touch them, you know.
Yeah. We got back from the Blue Ridge Music Festival. She's like, I know somebody's burning my Bronco. They been fucking in my Bronco. I'm like, nobody wants to get in your damn Bronco. Anyways, back to my Christine story since you went totally left off field. Okay, in 2008, a kid was actually dared to touch the car, and he did. And then a few weeks later, he went home, murdered his whole family, even the dog, and burned his house down. And today, the car is in pieces because another church group decided it was a demon in 2010, and they stole the car and chopped it up and gave it to different junkyards. But the owner actually went off on the internet and actually asked people to help her, and they gave her the parts back to her car, and she actually put it back together. And it's actually hiding now. The
car is hiding?
Well, no, she hid the car so people wouldn't screw with it. The church group labeled her the Sea Witch of Old Orchard Beach. She says she actually...
They just wanted to call her a bitch, but they go to church, so they called her a beach.
They said she used to use the car to cast death spells on people. But anyways, now she has a 1992 Volvo that she puts all kinds of random crazy stuff on and has it for autism awareness.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's nice that she turned in there. Don't let it get your children, though. That autism. I don't know.
Another crazy incident. There's in England, this one person, they kept on calling people, like they kept on calling the cops saying, oh my God, there's a car going off the side of the road, the lights, I saw their lights. And the police never found that car, but they actually found another car that had a dead body in it that was crashed 5 months ago, 5 months earlier.
What?
Yeah, so it was like a haunted wreck so that the police would come find them.
That is awesome. That is really awesome.
Also, the car that our former president, John F. Kennedy, was shot in, they kept that in circulation for the presidency. And, wait a minute, which one was it? It's Lyndon Johnson. Don't even talk to me about presidents. I'm sorry.
Hunter done said, if you get off that fireball, you can speak tonight.
Shut up. I am speaking fine. I am speaking to the masses. All right. Lyndon Johnson actually made them paint the car after they got so many different like upgrades because they didn't want to get the president shot again. Stop laughing at me.
I'm sorry.
They didn't want to get the president shot again, so they